Peppa's world resets perfectly, but the mistakes always slip through like they're trying to be seen. Number 1. Muddy puddles are what's left after the end of the world. Peppa Pig might seem like a cute show about pigs in boots, but if you look closer, the world they live in isn't quite right. In fact, it's kind of messed up. There are no humans anywhere, not even a single car with a person inside. Everyone is an animal that walks and talks and goes to school. But what if this isn't just a cartoon choice? What if it's because humans are gone, wiped out, and these animals are what came after? The episode, "The Biggest Muddy Puddle in the World," makes it feel like something bigger is going on. Rain pours endlessly. Floods rise so high that Peppa's house becomes its own little island. And the characters treat it like it's totally normal. Why do they live on hills? Why are floods so common? These muddy puddles, they're always jumping in. They're not just messy fun. They're the scars left by some massive climate disaster. What's funny and silly for the characters is, to us, a warning. Maybe the Earth drowned, and these puddles are all that's left of a world we ruined. Number 2. Peppa Pig might be trapped in a glitchy loop forever. There's something weird about how Peppa's world works. Every episode, it's the same routine. Wake up, go outside, school, play, laugh, jump in puddles? Over and over again. The houses don't change. The sky barely shifts. Everyone feels stuck doing the same things with the same reactions. Daddy Pig messes something up, Mummy Pig rolls her eyes, George snorts. It's like watching a record skip, but with cartoon animals. Some fans think it's not just lazy writing. They believe Peppa's world is a simulation, a loop, a strange, kid-friendly time trap. And muddy puddles? They're not just dirty water. They're the reset buttons. Jumping into one seems to bring characters instant joy, almost like it erases whatever happened before. Ever notice how an argument or a problem is magically fixed right after a puddle moment? That's not normal. It's suspicious. Peppa and her friends might be stuck in a never-ending loop, living the same scripted lives over and over again. Like NPCs in a pastel-colored Truman Show, unaware they're being watched. And the puddles, they might just be the cracks in the code. Number 3. The puddles might be alive, and they're watching. Muddy puddles in Peppa Pig aren't just splashes of water and dirt. They act weird. Sometimes they grow when more characters jump in, almost like they're feeding on the fun. Other times, the puddles seem to appear exactly when someone needs cheering up. It's like they know. That's led fans to a wild theory. Maybe the puddles are alive. Not in a creepy horror movie way. Well, maybe just a little. More like they're magical beings that react to the emotions around them. When Peppa and her family jump in happily, the puddle swells up, stretching wider and deeper. It's not science, it's mood-based magic. Some fans even suggest the puddles have preferences, choosing who gets to jump in and when. Ever notice how no grown-up ever slips accidentally? They only fall in when it's funny or needed for the story. Coincidence? Maybe not. Maybe these puddles are sentient beings, old and silent, pulling emotional strings from below the surface. What if they've always been there, watching, waiting, growing stronger with every giggle? In Peppa's world, joy isn't just contagious, it might be summoned. Number 4. The puddles might be portals, and Peppa keeps jumping between worlds. Something's off about time in Peppa Pig. No one ages. Seasons don't really change. Every morning feels like a reset. Yet somehow, everyone's still excited to do the same things, in the same places, in the same way. That's where the puddle is portal theory splashes in. Some fans believe muddy puddles aren't just for jumping. They're gateways, portals to other versions of Peppa's world. Maybe every time they jump, they land in a slightly different reality. It's why the sun's always shining right after rain. It's why the exact same events can play out again, but with a tiny twist. One day, Daddy Pig can't read a map. The next, he's a barbecue expert. Coincidence? Or did they shift worlds again? The act of puddle jumping almost feels ritualistic. Everyone gathers, they giggle, then leap into the unknown without fear. What if those jumps are what keep the loop going, bouncing them from one world to the next like a piggy multiverse spin cycle? Peppa may not be stuck, she might be traveling. And those puddles? They're not muddy messes, they're doors. And now, your golden nugget of wisdom from Peppa Pig. Sometimes, life brings us the same moments again and again. But just like jumping in a puddle, every experience can feel new if we choose to be present. You never know what world you'll land in when you show up with joy. Even if the setting looks familiar, your mindset can change everything. What about you? Did something in that golden nugget stick with you? Have you ever had a moment that felt like a loop, but turned out to be something totally different? Let's talk about it in the comments. Now, let's dive into something even weirder. Number 5. Evie might be the chosen one of the Muddy Puddle prophecy. A recent Peppa Pig birth announcement has fans spiraling. Baby Evie is here, and she didn't just show up in a cute bassinet. She arrived surrounded by 3 very specific toys: Peppa's teddy, George's dinosaur, and a duck many believe is Evie's. But then there's something else. The mysterious 4th shape, a brown circle, definitely not just background decor. To some, it's obvious. That's a muddy puddle. But why would a baby need a puddle? Unless it means something. Fans are starting to connect dots and puddles into full-blown lore. Peppa has always loved muddy puddles, but maybe that love isn't random. Maybe it runs in the family. Maybe Evie is more than just the newest piglet. She could be the chosen one, the Muddy Puddle Princess. The 4th figure, the one destined to carry on the ritual or even unlock its full power. The teddy, the dinosaur, the duck, and the puddle, each tied to an element: comfort, strength, nature, and mystery. Evie's arrival might mark the next era of puddle jumping, not just for fun, but for fate. Number 6. The pig family might be elemental royals, and puddles are sacred ground. At first glance, Peppa Pig looks like a simple show about a cheerful pig and her muddy adventures. But fans digging deeper into the show's symbols and color choices are seeing something strange, and possibly magical. Each piglet seems to match a color and element. Peppa wears red, fire, George in blue, water, and now baby Evie arrives with a yellow duck, air. The missing piece? A muddy brown circle, earth, the puddle. That's not just a coincidence. It's a crest, a coded emblem, a magical family flag hidden in plain sight. Some believe the pig family aren't just cartoon animals. They're royalty, elemental guardians sent to protect nature's balance. And the muddy puddles? They're not just muddy. They're sacred, earthly, enchanted portals of spirit where all the elements come together. When they jump, they aren't just playing. They're activating. Each splash could be a small ritual, a grounding spell, a tie to ancient powers. Maybe Peppa's obsession isn't random, it's inherited. Maybe the puddles aren't playgrounds, they're royal grounds. And this isn't just a pig family, it's a magical dynasty keeping the balance alive, one muddy leap at a time. Number 7. Evie might be part duck, and that changes everything. There's always been something odd about the ducks in Peppa Pig. They're everywhere. They show up during muddy puddle scenes, waddling through like they own the place. The pigs don't mind. In fact, they seem to welcome them. There's no fear or confusion. It's as if the ducks belong there, like old friends or silent guardians of the puddles. Now, enter Evie Pig. Her birth announcement includes a toy duck placed beside the classic symbols of Peppa's teddy and George's dinosaur. Fans aren't taking that lightly. To them, the duck is a signal. Evie has a special connection, not just to the animals, but to the puddles themselves. Ducks have always shared the puddles, but what if Evie is the first to understand them? Some speculate she can communicate with ducks. Others go deeper, wondering if she's not fully pig at all. Maybe she's part duck, some kind of hybrid born to bridge two worlds. It sounds wild, But in a show where animals talk, drive cars, and jump through time loop puddles, is it really that strange? Evie might be the key to an ancient alliance. The ducks have waited. Now their chosen one is here. Number 8. Peppa's world might be a cult, and the puddles are part of the ritual. Peppa Pig's world is too perfect. The sun always comes out, everyone laughs the same way, and every problem is fixed by the end of the day, usually with a muddy puddle jump. That pattern isn't just wholesome, it's suspicious. Some fans think the puddles aren't random fun, but part of a deeper, darker cycle. The animals don't just like jumping in them, they have to. Rain falls like clockwork. Everyone stops what they're doing. They gather, laugh, jump. Again and again. It's too organized, too clean. That's led to a chilling theory. The animals live in a cult-like society. The puddles are ceremonial. Mud is sacred. Laughter is enforced. Maybe they don't remember how life used to be. Or maybe they do. And this endless routine is the only way to keep some ancient, broken world from falling apart. It's not joy. It's survival disguised as joy. A dystopian ritual wrapped in children's colors. Even the music plays the same, like a hymn. The puddles aren't just muddy, they're altars. And every splash is a silent offering to whatever power runs the show. Number 9. Muddy puddles might be the last pure thing in Peppa's world. In a world where everything repeats and logic bends, muddy puddles remain constant. They don't talk, they don't change, they don't pretend to be more than they are. They just exist. And in that messy little splash zone, something powerful happens. Everyone becomes a kid again. That's the heart of this theory. The puddles represent innocence, real, unfiltered joy. It's why children like Peppa and George leap into them without hesitation. They don't care about clothes, consequences, or the cleanup. They only care about the moment, the splash, the laugh. But look closer at the adults. Not all of them join. Some watch, some smile awkwardly, some avoid the puddles entirely. It's not because they're too mature, it's because they've lost the connection, lost that spark. Maybe they've forgotten how to be silly, or maybe the world took it from them. The puddles are more than play, they're a test. Who still has wonder? Who remembers what it's like to be free, to be present, to be joyful for no reason at all? In Peppa's world, muddy puddles might be the last thing not touched by rules. And the ones who still jump? They're the ones still holding on. Behind the giggles and snorts, Peppa Pig might be hiding a full-on multiverse, a prophecy, or a cult. Have we been letting kids watch a ritual this whole time? Smash that like if your childhood feels slightly altered, and let us know what theory